Listen to that. What an amazing sounding game Arc Raiders is. I was totally blown away by the immersion the audio gives you just by moving around the environment. And this video is about cloth movement. I want to give you an actual breakdown of how the cloth movement will be done in a professional environment like Arc Raiders. I'm not part of the team. Shoutouts to the team. If you want to get more into the depth of what they have to say about their audio, please check the video from my friend Leon Beilmann, who interviewed Benze, the audio director of Arc Raiders. The link is in the description. In this video, as I'm a professional Foley artist, I want to show you how the cloth movement is done for a game like that, on that scale and level. You see already my cloth movement setup here. I'm gonna perform a couple of sounds for you, and you can also download those sounds later. Link is also in the description. Understand that I'm not trying to make this better than what they already did, because it's amazing, as I said. I just want to give you an explanation of how the professional workflow would look like, so that you can understand it and implement it into your own work. And also you can learn how to actually perform cloth movement properly, even in your home studio environment. Video games are systemic, and each game is unique in the systems they use, so you always have to alter also the way you think about audio in order to cater all those systems and that they work together closely. In Arc Raiders, I learned that they didn't use middleware even, they just used something like Angel scripts that directly communicate with the game engine. In my last video, I talked about PUBG, and we covered footsteps and bullet sweeteners and stuff like that. So if you want to have a look, just check this link. Let's dive into the cloth movement of Arc Raiders, because we have basically two layers that we have to cover. One is the normal cloth of what the player is wearing, and the other one is the backpack, of course. In Arc Raiders, you are walking around collecting the loot. That's actually your mission, and therefore movement is crucial. And the more loot you collect, we need also an audio feedback that helps you also to understand at what stage you are currently. Maybe two generic layers of the cloth and the backpack is not even enough. Maybe we need different layers of those rattling objects that we then later record on top, so that the game, as you evolve as a player, can give you more and more audio feedback of your backpack. Now we do first a layer of the generic cloth. I have a sequence ready where we tackle basically all the motions that the player does. So all the animations, which is walk, run, sprint. Then you have jump and land. We have crouching, sliding, and also going up and down, like from standing to crouch mode. And we're gonna cover all those animations only for the generic cloth. And then we do another pass for, let's say, the generic backpack. Let's go. That was fun. The process is, of course, cutting now all the elements into single assets, and the variation needs to be there. While I was performing, I felt that the walking didn't have enough variation, so I would do that again. And then now let's talk a little bit about my process here. Maybe you see all this type of cloth and you think that's random, but it isn't. It's basically a system as well. So here the jeans is basically my resonance chamber, and I have the miking always in a way that when I'm making those thuds here in front, I want to have like a low end coming back on my headphones. So that's basically the whole setup in terms of gain staging and compression and stuff like that. So it is an arm's length an arm's length away, and the low end thud needs to be there. If you manage that, you have already my setup. Has this suit, and it's like a rigid cloth kind of thing. I added those leather elements to the collection here, and then wrapped it in a way that I don't have the impression of, okay, this is just leather, but it gives me that extra rigidity and texture from my point of view, and also a little bit of a tonal aspect that gives a better response. Because when you think about video games, the cloth is also difficult to implement because you have all those little movements and you have to make something that sounds fluid and continuous and immersive and not staccato kind of, all over the place. So it has to be that flowing thing, but you also want to actually feel it. And that's difficult to achieve, as I said. So that's why I wanted to have this extra layer with the leather inside. And you can use those layers of normal cloth to always think of them as your transient shapers as well. Because when something is too bright or too clicky, I can easily put the shirt over it and then dampen the sound further instead of just using a filter or going into post-processing. So I can alter the sound by the way I manage those different types of cloth that I have on my lap. That's my approach. And now let's do the same thing with the backpack. All right, that was tricky. I had the feeling that I emphasized too much on the zips here, and therefore I tried to mitigate it during the performance. I really liked the rattling cans because that's actually matching what we see on screen. I think for the generic approach, this is a bit too distinct. So we should reduce that for a generic layer and make it a bit more generic. But for that, actually, it works nice. Maybe we need a different approach here. I like the sounds. we can listen to them together now, but you also have to understand that when you work for video games, this was a first approach and it works maybe for this, but when we want the generic thing, we have to do it again and again and again. And this is also something you have to calculate into your quote, that you just don't sit down, make one sound and it's done. It takes maybe a half an hour or an hour to develop the right sound, and then it's quick to perform and record everything according to the needs of the game. But always calculate this time that you find the right sound into your quotes. Let's listen to what I recorded together and see if it works. Yeah, bit much for the backpack. Still rattling too much. I think at the end the running was good. And this was just a little introduction of how cloth movement would look like in a professional environment. My results are, due to the length of this YouTube video, something that I would also improve and continue to work on to come up with the proper results. Definitely you can get all the results that I generated in proper files. The link is in the description, you can download those. Check one of my next videos if you are interested in more topics like that. If you want to go deeper into Foley performance and making money with that, you can also consider joining the Foley Guild. This is my private membership community where I am your online mentor and you can get instant feedback from me. You can meet like-minded people who are also on that journey. And this is also true if you are a sound designer who wants to implement Foley techniques in your daily workflow. That's it for now. Enjoy one of the next videos and see you. Peace, the Foley teacher.